Alright, welcome back everybody. We are back out here working on the Lowrider. Lighting's pretty bad. What we're going to do, we're going to adjust the shifter. It's a pretty simple job. You just need to undo these two bolts here. This is on a spline, so it's pretty simple. We're going to move the shifter down. One thing, if you look at it from square on, this is pretty high up. So I want this down a little bit further. When I'm riding, I don't want to have to take my foot up off this peg and push the shifter down to get into the lower gears when we come to a stop sign. What I like to do is just to be able to do your classic just down, down, up, up. Up's not bad. It is kind of a reach, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna take this nut and bolt off. We're gonna pull this down, maybe go down a spline, check the adjustment, sit on the bike, see where we're at, and we will go from there. I'll show you where we're at to begin with my foot adjustment, and then show you where we're at. Okay, so it's kind of hard with just an iPhone, but you can see coming up, we're still not, there's first, and to go up a gear, that's a pretty steep angle on the foot. You can see from the side here, up, and then down, up, down. So I want it to just be up and then down. Okay, so we're getting ready to take these bolts off. What you're gonna need is a 1/2 inch for this side, and I'm using 2 sockets here, and a 1/2 inch for the back side. We're just gonna undo this, take this crush bolt out. I think pinch bolt might be the actual name. Pull this out, and we're just gonna play with the spline adjustment until it feels comfortable on the foot. Okay, now that you have your bolt out, it's pretty simple. The shifter just slides right off. Okay, it's off. So now we are going to, that probably is gonna be too low. Maybe try this position. I think this is going to be a 2-hand job. So once we get this back on the spline, you can see the teeth in there. Once we get this back on the spline, we'll come back with you and give you an update. All right, so this is the adjustment we went with. Right here, I haven't put the, haven't put the pinch bolt back in yet. But you can see it's a much more, so imagine this is your foot. It's more of a, it's a pull up to go into the gear, and then it's more of a push down, which is a little natural, a little more natural motion of the foot. We'll put this on, we'll tighten this back up. The only way you're ever really going to figure out if you like it is to ride it. So that's what we're gonna do next. And we'll tighten these up, tighten these bolts up, get them nice and tight, and we'll go from there. All right, we've got our pinch bolt back in, all nice and tight. Always refer to your manual for the torque specs. I have no idea what the torque spec is. I just put it on there so it's nice and tight, and it's on there straight. So, but if you want to know, just refer to them. And it never hurts to put a little bit of Loctite on them. Make sure that doesn't fall off. Last thing you want to do is have your shifter fall off on the side of the road. So what we'll probably do is we'll take this for a short little jaunt around the facility here and see how this feels. Hopefully it feels better than what it did. All right, folks, we are back here at lovely State Park. And the adjustments made to the shifter is phenomenal. It's a little more of a, it's a lot less of an up throw and a little more of a down throw. You make sure we get that clean when we get home. But not having to lift the foot off the peg is pretty nice here. And like I said, this is just a gorgeous bike, but a lot more enjoyable, a lot more fun, and really getting that sporty ride out of it from the sport touring aspect. when first rode it, it felt kind of clunky, but now not so much. I feel like you can ride the bike a lot more aggressively and really get more out of it. So can't wait to get more rides. Let's check out these views. Love your views and get a good thumbnail here. I'm gonna go from there.